Peace and love, family. Peace and love. This is probably my first time doing a video this late. But I said, why not wind down and get into my zone. Usually this is how I get before I meditate. I'm on the floor this time and I'm kind of feeling this vibe. But anyways, I hope that you all had an amazing day. And if you didn't, I hope that you're listening to your mind, your body, and your spirit to get to that place. Now's the time to really tune in to your inner being, to your inner space, to your inner self. It has been time since yesterday, okay? For one, I had a good day. Today was kind of like my self-care day. So I decided to put myself on a schedule every week to have self-care time. That does not always include spa days, hair, nails. It's purely me time. If I just want to be alone, if I just want to go for a drive, I just want to read, write, and also the fun stuff too. So that's how I decided to do it, because for some reason I couldn't fit myself in the schedule. It's like I'm giving, but I, for myself, wasn't giving enough time to myself. Not enough alone time. I would squeeze it in during the day, but I need hours, okay? I ain't finna just squeeze in no little hour before I go to sleep or two, whatever. I needed more time, and I started to feel that, so I answered to that. I answered to myself. But anyways, I wanted to hop on just to kind of connect and talk about what's been on my heart and the title that I received. So today I want to talk about revealing. And let me not forget, all praise is due to God, to the Most High. All praises. Okay? That's first. All right? But yes, so reveal. It is time to reveal yourself to you. It is time to reveal yourself to God. It is time to let the armor down, take the armor off, and show your battle scars to yourself. It is time to put down the sword. It is time to put down anything that you've used to defend yourself in the past. Today, it is time to just take it all off. It is time to show up, look at your wounds, and begin to heal from those old scars and the new. Reveal to yourself everything that is within that needs love, everything that is within that needs your attention. Reveal to yourself the hurt, the heartbreaks. Reveal to yourself that it is time for you to choose you. Reveal to yourself that it is time for you to put yourself first for a change. It may not look like that every day, all day long, but the intention has to be set to stop fighting. Stop fighting. You know who you're fighting? It may look like you're fighting people outside in the physical world, in your physical world, but truly, you're fighting yourself. You're running away from yourself only. Put down the sword against yourself. Take off the armor against yourself. Embrace who you are underneath all of it. Accept you. Accept your flaws. Accept the pain. Reveal to you and reveal to God everything that you need healing from. That alone takes time. It's so much digging to do. So you need to start now. I didn't realize how many problems I had until I started digging. And then I was like, that issue, that bothered me back then? Yes, it did. Those small battles that you fought, those matter too, because you know what? Those hit home too. Those hit your heart too. You'd be surprised at all the things you buried, all the things that you have hidden underneath your armor. It is time to rise up from that. It is time to show yourself who you truly are under all of it. You no longer need to go to sleep at night worrying about your past in a negative way, thinking about it in a negative way. It is time to start asking the questions. Where do I go from here? What do I need to learn from this? Who do I need to release in order to be able to look at myself in the mirror? Who do you need to get out of your way? You need to get out of your way. You need to get out of your way. Stop running from revealing yourself to you. Stop running to alcohol. Stop running to drugs. Stop running to sex. And then another thing too, running to work, keeping busy. Sometimes keeping busy to a point where you have no time is a response, is a trauma response. Reveal yourself to you. Allow your pains and allow the things that have pained you and pierced your heart to rise up and hit you so that you can accept them. And it takes time to accept. Like, all of this takes time. You can't just, something comes up and you think about it for a second, oh, I accept it. No, it's a process. It's a process. Sometimes you have to cry your way through things. You have to write your way. I think for me, I would have a max. Well, I ain't gonna say a max. At least 3 days to deal with some of the pains from my past. It would take me at least 3 days to just dwell on it, to think on it, to cry on it, to pray on it, to meditate on it. And then depending on how traumatizing something was, it'll even take more. So it's best to reveal yourself to you now. Start now. Start now. Don't waste another second doing something that may be abusing your spirit. Don't waste another second. Put something else in place of abusing yourself. How about even just looking at yourself and telling yourself, I love you. It is time to let your inner secrets fall from you. And not to broadcast this, but you have to be able to speak over the things that happen to you. You have to be able to say those things. Get to that place. When I think for me, the hardest topic that I had to discuss with me was my sexual abuse. I've never said it out loud. I've never said it out loud. And it took me probably weeks to even think about how would I even say this. And I didn't even have anyone to say it to but myself. But I also was working with a therapist at the time, but I had to first get with me about it. I thought that when I allow myself to feel what happened to me all those years ago, I thought that it would kill me. I thought that it was going to bring me to my knees. And it did, in a sense. It did. Because when we hold in something and when we bury it, we allow parts of that to be forgotten. So when you allow yourself to reveal those things come up and you actually remember stuff that you've even forgotten about. Reveal your wounds to yourself. You have to say what happened to you. And when you're speaking to you, you're speaking to God. And while you're doing that, you ask him, how do I heal? You ask him, how do I heal from this? How do I get to a place of peace from this? How do I come from a place of hate? How do I come from a place of guilt? A place of being ashamed, fear even? Because that conversation I had with myself led to other conversations that I had to have with other people. Not saying that that's your journey, but for me, that was my journey. I had to have a conversation with my mom, my dad, even the abuser. Now, that was my choice. I felt it strongly in my spirit to have a conversation with my abuser because there needed to be some accountability. And that's just one thing. And I'm using that, my real life experience as an example of why it's important to reveal your wounds to yourself. Because I've never thought that I would even have come across that type of healing. I didn't think I needed to heal from that, but I did. And that was coming from a little kid. That was coming from the little girl in me. And so I carried that for years and years. And I piled up so much on top of that. So I had to reveal to myself that I am a Me Too person. I never even claimed that. I didn't claim to be a Me Too person. So it's important to reveal to you your pains. It's imperative that you do in order to heal. And a lot of times, a lot of people are reluctant to heal because of that process. But the peace that came from that, because I did have to release hate. I did have to release guilt and being ashamed of what happened to me. And like coming from that 8-year-old, 9-year-old girl who felt guilty all those years and who even felt blackmailed. I had to reveal that. I had to go back to that place. And that took time. That took patience. But the peace that I have now, not just from that situation, but from the things that I've had to heal from since learning that my life needed to be healed. The place that I'm at, you cannot buy this with money. You cannot buy this feeling with money. It's earned. And you deserve that. You deserve, and it's a choice that you give to yourself. And it all, like, all you need is faith to know that what you feel in your spirit that you know you have to do is the right thing. God would provide, okay? If you need peace from a situation, God will provide. If you need love from a situation, God will provide. If you need healing from a situation, God will provide. God will provide. And anything under the sun, God will provide. But you have to believe, and you have to have real faith. And I mean real faith. I'm not talking about that faith where you think he gonna have it for you. You have to know. You have to know. And he's gonna give you the signs that you're doing the right thing, because you're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel that burden lift. You're gonna feel that weight lift. And you're gonna notice when you have a thought about that trauma, a thought about that bad thing that happened to you, and your thoughts are not as negative as it used to be, that's when you notice the change. When you start to love the people who hurt you, that's when you notice the change. That's when you know. When you get to a place where you meet people where they are, with no judgment, that's when you notice the change. And although you think it may feel good to show your anger towards people or that person or whoever, that only keeps you in a place of being stuck. That only keeps you in a place of being stuck. And if you feel like it's your responsibility to get revenge, it's your responsibility to judge that person, it's your responsibility to make sure that person has a life full of hell, you're wrong. You're wrong. When I had the conversation with my abuser, I had no intentions for what he would do with my approaching him. Yeah, my intention could have been, well, maybe he'll apologize to whoever else it may have been. Maybe he would do A, B, and C. No. Because that has probably always been his test. So that's not for me to judge. It's not for me to decide or do. Because people be living in their hell. If you don't take accountability for the things you do, your life will speak for it. Your spirit will speak for it. So I'm at bliss. So reveal yourself to you. Revealing yourself to you is revealing yourself to God. He already knows. He just needs to know that you have the faith in him to get you through. The faith to get you back to a place of love. And when I say back to a place of love, I mean back to that little kid place of love, where all we knew, I hope that's most people's experience, that all we knew was love. But everybody didn't come from love initially. Everybody don't remember love as a kid, but I do. So I'm speaking from my experiences on that. But God will help you remember what love actually feels like once you start to heal. Because it's his love, and it's the love that you will have for yourself that only matters. I know some people done grew up in trying times where they probably was adopted or, never met their mom and dad. But God reminds you of what real love feels like. And that real love, unfortunately, has to come from you. I know my parents love me, but I love me. You hear me? I love me. And I don't think nobody could love me how I love myself, the way that I love myself now. At all. So, if you're not feeling that type of love for yourself, it's time to reveal yourself to you. It's time to reveal, show the scars. Show those scars, the real scars, the invisible ones. But Get your heart together. Clean up your heart. That's where the real magic is at. It's about purifying your heart. And you can do that at home. A lot of people think you got to go to church, do A, B, and C. Purify your heart at home if you need to. Reveal. Reveal, reveal, reveal. Look, I hope that resonated. I hope that resonated with someone. I didn't know where God would take me with this title because I'm like, reveal. When I got reveal, what am I supposed to talk about with reveal, you know? But I just let him guide me. I let him guide me. So, like I said, if this resonates, like, share, and subscribe. Look, have a good evening. Good evening. Go be love, go be light, go be peace. So that you can receive love, light, and peace. Oh, if you need any assistance, any coaching, do not hesitate to reach out. Check out my website, www.journeyofaButterfly.net. www.journeyofaButterfly.net. Peace.